Yes, people, we are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the ManDem United podcast, the podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United. So please keep all your comments, all your questions, Manchester United related, please, people. And as with Manchester United, we don't just take L's on the football pitch. There's always something else off the football pitch to talk about as well. So as much as we're going to just preview the game against Burnley tomorrow, you can already hear Eddie laughing. As much as we're going to talk about the loss to Bayern Munich, it is the Friday edition of the show. Eddie is in the building. Yes, Eddie, what are you telling me, fam? You good?
Hey, so we're versatile in the way we take our L's over here, baby. So yep. I'm cool, man. Today was a good day on my Ice Cube tip, so you felt pause, but you know we still.
Jeez. It's
I'm already started out crazy. Oh no, shout out to the chat, you know. Everything good on this side. Yeah, I hope y'all good, man. What up, though, Flo?
Yeah, man. All blessed. Plenty to discuss as always. I thought we would just be here, obviously recap, getting your thoughts on the Bayern defeat, and then obviously looking ahead to the Burnley game. But as you can see from the title, people, Manchester United dressing room leaks, players unhappy with Ten Hag per reports. That's why I added per reports, because there's nothing concrete been said. But I know the chat will ask about it, so we will talk about it hypothetically, like it's true. But it's just like clockwork. Manchester United defeat. Leaks, players being unhappy, number one, and number two, ownership. That's always, I've seen that. You just know, just like clockwork. If we take the L to Burnley, there's going to be more reports, and I put reports in quotation marks of players being unhappy, players wanting to leave, Ten Hag being unhappy, and we'll probably get some ownership news as well. Big up to the chat as always. Warrior J, I see you. Daniel, big up to you as well. Big up. I don't want to butcher your name, my guy. I think it's a cuckoo who says live from Uganda here, 1 a.m. here. Big up. Hey, salute to you, man. I'm watching from Uganda.
East Africa every time.
Love that. That is crazy. Big up to you each and every time. Daniel, like I see you. Doncaster Rovers in the building. Ravi, I see you as well. Haldane, also see you as well. X, see you as well. But yeah, Warrior J has a question. So actually, before we get into this though, make sure you bump up the likes on the video. Hit that like button immediately, people, whether you're watching live right now or watching this back. Share across all the socials as well. And on top of those things, subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV. Really need you to hit that like button. Please share across all social media apps you are active on as well. And like I stated, subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV. Eddie says 2 questions in one for Eddie. Are you concerned about Marcus Rashford's form, and what do you think the reason is why United's defending got worse?
Am I shocked or I wouldn't say concerned, because it's always the hot and cold approach that you get when you're talking about him. Did I want this to be the case? No, but did I prepare for it to be the case? Absolutely, because I just know what he provides. Definition of a purple patch. Before last season, we were like, okay, he's doing this thing, and then after it, I said, I hope he can bring it next season. And we've seen he has a game here, he has a game there, and then he has a game here, and he has a game there. And the defending, he switched up the system. Is a big part. And another part is I think a lot of these guys have lost faith in him.
Interesting.
Yeah, I just think, I think Martinez coming back from injury is a big part of the reason why he's been kind of off form lately. And I think that he kind of is working his way back into playing meaningful football. And you're not going to get a whole bunch of grace when you got that red devil across your chest. So it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. Hopefully he can get his form back from last season. Shout out to my guy Dez in the chat. I always appreciate you.
Yeah, big up Drizzy Dez.
And yeah, I think it's just a collection of things that have kind of led to this downward spiral, one being the manager for sure.
Yeah. It is, yeah. It is in regards to, I hear exactly what you're saying. In regards to Marcus Rashford, he's someone I've defended before. I've someone that defended this season, not so much like his performances, but I think some of the criticism of him over the top. But what he needs to do is when he's not playing well himself individually, when the team's not playing well and he's low on confidence, which you can clearly see, that is something you can tell from the body language that he is frustrated and naturally he's going to be low on confidence. Just play to an average level. That's what it is. When you are, like I said, when you are all of those things and everything's going against you, just play 5 and 6 out of 10. Even though we still want more, you can't go to 2s and 3s. You can't go from 8s and 9s to 2s and 3s. Every night or every game, you're not going to be spot on it. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have patches where your form isn't as good, where the team's form is going to dip individually. You're going to dip as well. But just get back to the basics of just perform, just being an outlet, occupying the defender, not necessarily even trying to take on your man, controlling the ball. There was times against Bayern Munich, a couple times early, where he showed good things. He went past Lamer a couple times, and other times, I remember he was central, and the touch was just awful, and we ended up losing the ball. That's just basics. That's what you need to work on. Like, just like when you, because if he's playing well, that don't happen. That's the crazy part. He's probably controlling that and just passing it. But he seems like such a, what's the word I'm looking for? I probably need more evidence, but he seems like such a confidence player. Because I look at him last season when he played so well, and then you look at the season before where he had his worst season in the Manchester United shirt, and it is legit chalk and cheese. You couldn't get you couldn't get two bigger differences in the same player. And the reason why I don't hear with him about the team struggling, because the team wasn't really flying last year from an offensive standpoint. So I know you can perform to a certain level when everybody around you is not performing. Me and Eddie did the player ratings from last season and split it in two. And we did the defensive players in part 1. You can still go check it out. And we did the offensive players in part 2. Go look at the difference in ratings. All the defensive players was the higher ratings, 7s, 8s, 9s. And then you get to the attackers outside of him. I think the highest someone got might have been Bruno with a 6, 5, 6. Maybe Anthony got like a 5. Like, so that's why I don't hear it with him. Like, but in regards to like the United defending, I've spoken on this before. I'll speak on it again. Our better defensive players are not performing to a high level, and he switched the system as well. And I think those two are the major contributing factors into why we are at where we are at. But yeah, Eddie, we'll get your thoughts on it actually. Bayern Munich 4, Manchester United 3.
You know what's so cold about the whole situation was how you could predict everything like you was Miss Cleo or something like that. That was the coldest part of the entire situation. It's a cold situation. It's kind of like, you know, when you'll get this, when a battle rapper is so trash and you can predict his bars before he says it, they kind of clown him like that. I was going through the same emotions. It's like, man, because again, you were ahead, and I'm like, he got to be playing. I can't. He's not for real. And then
you said it on the watch along. You said it. You was like, when they scored the 4th, and I said beforehand, when we scored the 2nd, it was 3-2. They're gonna score again, and then they scored, and you said to me, "You're lying." I said, "Nah, you can spot it." Like I say, the patterns are there.
It's crazy.
The patterns are there.
Oh my gosh! And so the whole thing was just a big joke. From the beginning, where Ten Hag's talking about Alphonso Davies like he's one of our players. From again starting Palestri. Shout out for the love, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, big up Tillo. You just said just running in. Big up to you, Flawless and Eddie. This is my favorite pod on this channel. Hey, much appreciated, man. Big up. Salute.
For real.
Big up.
Real. Always appreciate the love.
Big up, man.
To you bringing on a Scott McTominay and him just hot dogging it. Yeah, it was. It's funny. It's like it really should have been like the City score, like that 6-3. You remember that 6-3 where like
yes,
we got
I do remember that 6-3.
Just that's to make it look somewhat bad, like somewhat not as bad, but still bad, like because they hit the post a couple times. Lindelof almost scored an own goal. Shout out to Casemiro for making it respectable, but yeah, it was embarrassing, man. Because it's like then you know our fearless leader Bruno Fernandes want to talk about. I don't think anybody thought we'd score 3 goals. I'm just like, this is how far we've fallen. Our fearless leader, man. Hey, man, he's world class to some, but I think people are starting to see the light that we've been trying to shine, and I think people are getting fed up with it. I can't sit here and act like I was shocked by that result though, because like you said, we haven't been playing well, and the scoreline flattered us.
It was extremely flattering because I was very fearful of it being when it was 3-1. I thought this could be 6, 7, 8, 9. I was extremely fearful of that. That was extremely fearful.
It was just like you sit there and you watch this team compete, and it's like, how do y'all look so weak? Like how do you continuously come out there and look like that, and nothing drives y'all to put something else on tape, because even if we win tomorrow, right, I guarantee it won't be something to brag about. It won't be something to be like, yeah, they dominated from end line to airline. It was, this guy showed out. It'll be like, man, they might have got away with that one. Because that's how we've won. Every time we've won, you can honestly say at the end, we got away with that one. And a lot of times it's just because of the quality of the other team. And so now I'm sitting here watching this team play, and it's like, whew, man, it's tough. It's tough. So we'll see how it goes. Shout out to Marshall.
Yeah, big up Marshall. Big up to you. You said, yeehaw. Howdy, fellas. How we doing today? I'm all blessed. Hope you're good too, Marshall. Big up to you, man. Big up to you. Big up to you. Is that the American flag he's putting there? So
I think so.
Hey, Marshall, where in America you watching from? Let us know. And just quick tip, my like B Tillery says, all love fam. I'm a silent viewer, but I watch all the content, whether it's live or after. Hey, much appreciated, man. Big up to all the silent viewers, everybody who be in the comments, whether you watch the shows back after, whether you're on the audio platforms. All appreciated, man. All support, man. However you want to support, just please continue to do so. We're going carry on, Eddie.
No, yeah, that's all I got. And shout out to Onana. I mean, again, they're gonna kill him because again, United, we get the most applause, we get the most hate. It's the way it goes, and so people are, because of how we looked last season and how big talk we were last season from third place. But shameless, but we do what we want. We're United. We're never gonna stop.
No. Facts.
So they've been waiting. Like I've seen the Spurs fans getting their pound of flesh for Romero jokes. I seen the Arsenal. It was funny. I was watching Big Six Bands, and it's like, the Kears and KC just agenda is strong, bro.
Very strong.
Very strong. They was talking about Ramsdale jokes for 2 years ago. That's how I know we really hurt them with the Ramsdale jokes. So, that's all I got. But yeah, I mean, I'm always going back on Nana because people already want to throw him out when last time I checked, he didn't lose us 2 cups yet. And that happens, then I'll call for his name. But as currently set up, I'm just interested to see how we show up tomorrow.
Agreed. And even X saying here, props to Onana for taking accountability, not like certain others ducking interviews. And yes, the mistake was terrible that he made for the first goal, but the fact that he did indeed come out and do the interview when he didn't have to, and what I respect is that he took full responsibility. Because it wasn't entirely his fault. Was he at fault? Yes. Did he contribute to Manchester United losing that match? Yes, but we conceded 4 goals. He was at fault for one of them. Yes, it's very important in regards to, because it was the opening goal and he should save it. But keepers are going to make mistakes. But the fact that he said it's solely on me is testament to his character. But he didn't have to do that. I don't think he's ever done an interview for Manchester United before. I don't think he has, like after a match. So hey, salute to him for that. But yeah, in regards to the game, I've said it before when I've been asked about it, and we could have got something from that game, and we just gave away all 4 goals were avoidable. All 4 goals are easily avoidable. Nana should save the first. The second one, I'm sorry, people have that's the one that has divided opinion the most. That's Lindelof. You're in the 6-yard box by yourself. They try to blame Martinez because Reguilon's over that side with Harry Kane, but it's the right-sided centre back. Dalot's with Musiala. Why? Who are you marking? But that's just typical Lindelof. Like, that was one of my biggest criticisms of him anyway. Third goal, even though I don't think it is actually a penalty, Eriksen has to be smarter. Why are your hands there? And secondly, we don't learn from our mistakes. Why is Eriksen in the box defending a corner? Why are you not on the edge of the area? He's one of our weakest players from an aerial standpoint. And Upamecano is over there with Eriksen.
Can we pause that for a second?
You know what I'm saying, fam? That's just basics.
You got an African Frenchman, probably one of the most athletic dudes on their team, being man-marked by Chris. But that's crazy.
Yeah, why is Eriksen the closest? Like, why is Eriksen in? Like, clearly Eriksen, you put him on the edge of the box, and you don't put him on the edge of the box in regards to centre backs who are going to be running into the box. You put him on the edge of the box for people who may be looking to recycle the ball, cross it back in, have a shot, etc. Like, that's just big. And you know how I know we don't learn? Because we conceded another corner not too long after that, and who was at the back post again? Eriksen. So we're not learning. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you not learning? All right, we just made a mistake. Let's correct this. What is going on? And that's the third goal. The fourth goal, Lindelof not tracking his runner. That's basics. That's nothing to do with skill. That's just basic defending. Is a player's running into the box. All right, let me actually go with him. Like, that's just legit what it is. And that's another worrying factor, is that Bayern Munich weren't even at their best and they beat us. Right. And that's a common theme when we're losing to teams. Like, you don't want to lose any football match. But at least if a team beats you and they're at their very best and they're better than you hold your hands up and go, yeah, they're better than us. Like, Bayern Munich are even though I don't think Bayern Munich has the greatest side, they're still a better football inside than Manchester United. So if we lose because they're 10 out of 10 on the night, cool. They were even at their best. Somehow we managed to score 3 goals. Somehow. And if we just defended to an average level, not even competent or good, we get something out of that game.
Yeah, but again, we just defended like last year. We were defending like last year. We probably would.
We win that game. Oh, yeah. And that's what's even more concerning, is the games we're losing are there for the taking, and we're just giving up easy goals. Bayern Munich gifting them easy goals. When we play Arsenal, gifting them easy goals. When we play Nottingham Forest, gifting them easy goals. Spurs to a lesser extent, but even they're avoidable. But in particular, the 3 games I mentioned, Bayern Munich, Arsenal, and Nottingham Forest, unforgivable at any level. Unforgivable at any level. Nonetheless, that at Manchester United. You know what I'm saying? Which is like the highest level in terms of Premier League, Champions League. You're at the top of the profession. So it's outrageous. But hey, you lot continue to bump up the likes. Just under 50 people locked in. Big up. But let's get up to 40 likes. Like check 1 2 1 2. Let's bump up the likes.
Shout out TJ in the chat. I see.
Subscribe. Hey, big up TJ, man. Says big up Flawless and Eddie. Obviously, you can catch TJ on here every Thursday with one of the ManDem United crossovers. ManDem United Gonna Talk. That's the Manchester United Arsenal show. Make sure you subscribe to TJ Warren TV as well. Great channel. So make sure you do so. Continue to get your questions in. Please just keep it Manchester United related. And of course, if you want to make sure we get to your question, then you have to indeed super chat people, and I make sure I get to it. But don't worry, I'm starring all of the best questions as well. To Marshall, who says, did you see on Saeed's stream from yesterday, some guy on the panel gave Bruno a 7 out of 10 because he got an assist in stoppage time? It don't surprise me that somebody said that. I don't know who it was. Big up to Saeed every single time. I'm not sure which show it was. It might have been ManDem Talk, which I know Rhino's on. Can't remember who else is on that, but salute to all the panelists.
No, I think I know who it was. I think it's that this dude named Sunshine, who I'm just not going to be disrespectful. I'm not going to be disrespectful, so I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah. But yeah, if he said that, hey, fast. Like, I'm just not even arguing. That's why I don't criticize Bruno no more. I only talk about him when I'm asked about him, because everyone can now see the light.
I can't even be asked to go back and forth with nobody about that situation anymore. It is what it is.
Yeah, like I'm not. Marshall says, let me get to this. How your fan base rate this guy bewilders me. He started really well when he joined you guys. Now he's awful and your club captain. You're pretty much so. But hey, that's the fan base for you.
That's fan base.
Yeah. Like that's just the fan base for you. Oh yeah, and I know Alan's running banter and running jokes, but yeah, man, shout out to Reguilon because Reguilon's actually putting 2 good performances. Yeah, go on, family. Go on.
Do you know how dope it is to see a left back get from one side of the pitch to the other with speed and pace, and then overlap, and then putting crosses like
intent.
It's like maybe we've been seeing something, but you got bigger platforms talking about world class Luke Shaw. You got I again, we say it a lot of times on this platform, which is why I love it so much. We don't deserve nice things. We really don't. Shout out to him because Jez was pulling jokes about this guy, and then in a matter of days, he's become our best player.
Been our best performing player. He's been our best performing player.
Nothing else needs to be said, especially when, again, what's understood doesn't need to be explained. I say it all the time. The eyes don't lie. What you see doesn't lie. What you decide to classify it as is where you start to get the line in.
Yes.
There are objective truths that you can see on the pitch, but if you have some type of perspective that's clouded by something else, you're never really going to understand the real truth of it. So, again, shout out to him because you could tell he's playing for something. Like, it's not like he's playing for a career because I'm sure there are other clubs that will take a chance on him if it doesn't work out in the Prem. Because I can see what makes him intriguing to a manager. When you look at the speed, the ball playing ability, it's just, I guarantee you defending was the one. And I noticed that with the Spurs, defending is the one thing where it's like, it's not all the way there. But shout out to him, man. Hell of a performance. It's unfortunate it happened in the loss though.
Yeah, like that's it. And I gotta credit him in the Bayern game and the game before as well. When we played that's how I know we bad because I'm forgetting who we played. How did we play the game before? Was it Arsenal?
Brighton,
that's it. See, I've wiped that from my memory.
I understand why.
I legit couldn't remember. I legit couldn't remember for the life of me who we had played the game before. Lord of mercy. Oh, it was so bad. See what Manchester United doing to me, people. But in regards to it, that's why I don't hear any excuse about players playing bad and not doing the correct things because the team's playing bad. Because he's a prime example of that. Bear with me 1 second. My connection moving a bit slow.
No worries.
Yeah, I should be back now. I'm seeing it's moving slower now. I don't know what's going on. Just having a look. Hey, you lot bump up the likes though. While I saw this out. I don't know what's going on. It's still moving slow. I don't know what's happening. We got it on the big screen. Well, yeah, you can still hear me, right?
Yeah, we can hear you. I hear you.
All right, cool. As long as you can hear me, it's just the visual. It's calming it. It should sort itself out. But yeah, in regards to Reguilon, look at him doing the right things. That's why I don't hear about players not playing well because the team's not playing well. Like that's just be accountable. You know what I'm saying? Where is the professional decorum? Where's your professional dignity? Where is your effort and applying yourself for the fans? You know what I'm saying? Fans who spend good money to watch you week in, week out, sometimes twice a week. Saeed went over. You know what I'm saying? Saeed, that's just a prime example. He went over, got stuck there, his plane got delayed, and then he's late getting back. So how much is it? You're talking plane fare, you're talking a hotel, and you're talking tickets. Never mind moving around the country as well. So it's kind of like and Reguilon showing that you can still perform to a certain level in a struggling team, in a team that's low on confidence, in a team where the manager's under pressure. And you know what playing well does? Shuts people up of criticism, because I didn't want Reguilon. I was totally against the signing. The signing. And I'm not saying we should sign him on a permanently. What I'm saying is he's shutting me up with performances. I cannot criticize him. If he performs like he has in these 2 games for the rest of the season at this level and this consistency, guess what? Give him his flowers. And if we do indeed sign him, because people have said he's playing for a contract, which is the case, but he's impressing. Because if he was playing poorly, we'd be in a worse predicament. So that's why I give him plaudits. I'm not saying we should definitely sign him. I'm just going off these first 2 games. Because if he was horrendous in these first 2 games, I'd be here criticizing him, saying how bad he's been and why it's a bad signing. But I'm happy to be wrong on that so far. And Eddie mentioned it, just doing the basics, overlapping, doing the absolute basics. All you do is just overlapping, crossing the ball into the box, chasing back. When he chased down Sane, I was like, I didn't know we could shift like that. Because I'm saying
Same here.
And he's chased him from the left-hand side of the pitch all the way to the right-hand side, and it's a great slide tackle. So
yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, it was just like a normal left back performance, but because of what we've been seeing for so long, you put a little bit more extras on it. But am I thinking that there's not going to be a point in time where he's not playing up to par? Of course, because I don't think anybody could be perfect for the entire time.
Yeah.
But I do think that I have more faith in him than I've had at any other left back in the past couple of years, and that's saying a lot. I don't even like talking about that dude because, he wants to go play Call of Duty and FIFA. I'm letting him go play Call of Duty and FIFA. Don't worry about being on United squad. I don't need you like that.
You're good with it. Marshall says, in my opinion, there's something to be said about the same group of 3 or 4 players getting another manager sacked. Not saying they're wrong about Ten Hag, but just something worth noting. Because I do agree with you here, Marshall, to an extent in regards to these players are not good enough. But the manager has the power to remove these players.
He's shown you can remove one.
He's removed, like he's changed the entire spine in 12 months. When he came in, it was De Gea, it was Lindelof and Maguire, it was McTominay, Fred, it was Bruno, it was Martial. The only remaining player out of that spine currently is Bruno. He's legit switched up the entire spine in 12 months. He's bought in terms of midfield, Casemiro, Eriksen, Mount, Amrabat. He signed Kobe Mainoo, you can add into the mix as well, who he's brought through from the youth system. That's 5. He brought through a whole new midfield. He's now signed 2 left backs in Malacio and Reguilon. Striker, you signed Højlund, who I've already mentioned. Wide player, you've signed Anthony. You've brought through both Garnacho. When I say brought through, people like putting them into the first team in Garnacho and Palestri. So now this is now your team. Like, yes, I agree with you, Marshall. The vast majority of these players are not good enough. But the fact that the manager has gone, okay, you're my guys, you're going to fall by the wayside. I don't know how much more evidence we need. Yeah, go on, Eddie. Go on.
I think the biggest piece is new contract.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's a board decision. Maybe this is another manager being hamstrung by the board. But, honestly, from what I've seen, the Ajax structure really allowed Ten Hag to build a name for himself. Because I'm looking at the decisions that he's made, what he said, and thinking to ourselves, well, that we could sit here and be like, you're going to give Shaw a new contract when that type of contract when his best position is as a backup center back. You're going to give Rashford a new deal, which we can, but hey, now, if that's what you want to, that's what we call that's what you call erratic stock. Because for the past couple of years, he has moments. He's this. It's erratic stock. You never bet on erratic stock because you don't know what it's going to be like 2 days from now.
Yeah, facts.
Did he deserve some type of restructuring? I guess so. Would I have put that many years on it? Absolutely not, because I don't know what I'm going to get from time to time. But yeah, it's just, and again, even with the leaks, we know who the leaks are. Who else? Like, let's be.
Yeah,
let's be
Warrior
clear.
J, if you're in the chat, could you pull up like any of the quotes? Obviously, there's been no quotes from players, but in regards to these quote unquote leaks, because I always take these leaks with a pinch of salt, and that's to anybody else as well. If anyone's seen any quotes, let us know.
They're the truth. I'm gonna tell you why. I know they're the truth.
Yeah, go on.
I'm gonna tell you why I know they're the truth.
Go on.
Who else could get? Who else could bribe Greek officials, then turn around and get a BBC interview? Who's been here through all this time? You see, when the media gives you an olive branch like that, they expect something in return. Simple. We did this for you. Who else has international managers who don't even manage the club, the country you play for? Giving him a bone. Like, what are we talking about here? We understand who the leaks are. That's why I think they're very much true. And I think, I think I think I called it a couple times. He's going to be the new Phil Jones.
Yeah, you said this. You think he's
doesn't deserve to be playing. Gonna be here for a long time getting that check.
Which I do give credit to the manager for.
Whose fault is
getting him not out the club, but at least he's not playing first team football. We'll go on, carry on.
Well, yeah, but I mean, to be honest with you, he should have just put him in the reserves or something like that.
Yes, he could have done much more.
He should have done what he's doing. Think about what has Donnie said. What has Donnie done?
Yeah, true. I think he just
we're
don't
looking
rate
at
him,
midfielders. We're talking about Eriksen.
Yeah.
And so he hasn't even put him in the match day squad.
True say, because Donny could do the Eriksen role. He gives you what Eriksen gives you. Despite who you think is a bad player, he can. Eriksen isn't miles better than Donny van de Beek is the point I'm making. That's a valid point. I didn't even think about that. Because Donny's just not been around to forget that he's here. Type of thing. I'm not sure if he's injured holiday, and someone told me he's not. I think it was Kaneki who said he's not injured. I legit don't know, but he's just not around. I don't even remember seeing him in any of the training photos.
You see, you're putting Forts in the match day squad. We've seen what that looks like. You're putting Gore in the match day squad. We've seen what that looks like. Like,
for the super chat, that's a crazy name. But hey, I always look good, man. So thank you. That's what I say to that. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for the super chat.
That's American dinero.
And thank you for the compliment as well. So yeah, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the compliment. The name's a little nuts, but big up to Daps and the whole Never a Foul gang. Go on, carry on. It's had to address that still. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's a female or male, so I'm just gonna say thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it regardless. That's all I can say. That's all I can say.
I got no comment. I'm gonna let you go ahead and handle that super chat, boss.
I did. I'm just saying thank you.
Yeah, he did it well. Did it admirably too.
Thank you. So Warrior J, I've got everything as well. Yeah, go on, carry on. Fam.
We've seen him handle players he doesn't rate, and so you're still featuring McTominay after you decide to try and sell him. And we saw what that looks like. He's hot dogging it. He don't even care no more. he doesn't care anymore. Like, I don't know what to like. If McTominay stops running, you got a problem, because he's Braveheart out there. That's the only thing he's out there to do.
Facts.
Is run and hurt somebody and kick people, pass it backwards, sideways, maybe score the occasional odd goal, but you can't even get that from him.
Yeah, like it was very telling when he came on against Bayern. And then he lost the ball. It was like 5 minutes he was on the pitch, and he lost the ball on the edge of their box. And then they broke. I can't remember which Bayern Munich player it was. And he just jogged back. He didn't even sprint. And like you said, one thing about Scott McTominay, try hard. That's something we associate with him. So when that's happening, it's a little bit, it's not good. It's not good.
Exactly.
When Scott McTominay is not running. That's very, very, very telling.
Because that's all he got. That's all he got.
Yeah, that's all he's got. Yeah.
And then
it was up in Meccano. Big up, Warrior J. Go on, carry on, fam.
And then you got the leaks out, and then you got the idea of, I guess there was a bit of a dust up between himself and Bruno, allegedly, because we don't know, but I tend to believe it's true. Because
wait, there was a dust up between who? Wait.
So apparently there was a dust up between McTominay and Bruno.
Yeah,
and Lindelof and Martinez.
Good.
All of which makes sense.
I'm glad there was a dust up. I hope it's true.
Yeah.
Because at least it shows you man care. That's one thing I will say. I hope there should be arguments. The way we are playing and the way we're conceding goals and performing and losing matches, yes.
Yeah.
People should be angry. Yes, what's going on? Yeah, go on, carry on, Eddie.
But I would say, it's two people who care versus two people who might not. But I think, or one person who might not. And I think in the case of Lindelof, he's just not good enough. So Martinez going at Lindelof. It's like, brother, cut him some slack. He ain't really supposed to be there in the first place.
He's not supposed to be out there.
You know what I'm saying? So, but Martinez don't care because it got him looking crazy out here. You know, he's chopping and changing, trying to recover, and then he's getting sent to the grocery by a 30-year-old Dutch midfielder. So he got no patience for nobody right now because he's out here looking crazy. All that in the pot, and you get a dust up. You feel me? So
it's Pete. Let's get to it as well. So this is what the report said. Warrior J, big up, appreciate it. Says certain United players feel like they've been put in what's that?
Invidious.
You know what I'm saying? That's a new one. I even know what that means.
Yeah, I just know how to pronounce it. I don't know what the hell it means.
One second. I'm about to, invidious. All right, you learn something new every day, people. Let me have a look. Define invidious. Action likely to, this is very incur resentment or anger in others. Okay. Or comparison, unfairly discriminating, unjust. Okay, I forget. Invidious. That's fire. That's going into my word of the day. I'm gonna use that tomorrow. I'll probably later on today. Yeah, invidious. That's fire. I like that. Been putting it in
to the right way. You might be impressing somebody. You never know.
Facts. I'm gonna use that invidious, yo. I've been put in an invidious position to carry out Ten Hag's tactical instructions, as there is a feeling in the squad that his approach has been compromised by the indefinite absence of Anthony. That I can believe, because I said that. So the fact that the players are thinking that, I hear it. In regards to him switching to the diamond that we've never seen before. He never played in preseason. All of a sudden, your guy's not there and you switch the whole system because this one man is missing. That I can't believe. And I understand why the players would be, indeed envious of that situation. 100%. A group of Manchester United first team players disagree with Erik ten Hag's decision to banish Jadon Sancho from the squad. That's from at TalkSport. Again, said it. And I understand it. Yeah, go on, Eddie. Go
about this. We talked about this last week when it happened. I said there's going to be they see Anthony, they see even a Bruno, and they see how you're treating this dude, and they're close. Like I just saw the picture of it was Sancho with Wan-Bissaka. Right, and they came over here to go to John Wall's birthday party, which was random as hell. I couldn't believe it, but it was. I think because it was fat, but it might have been Fashion Week, all that stuff.
But there was something going on in regards to fashion.
Yeah, but these dudes are tight. These dudes are close.
Yeah,
and they get along well with each other. And I don't know if they get along that well with an Anthony. I don't know if that's the case, but I can tell you they see what he produces day in and day out, and they're not impressed by the fact that he gets every single chance. And like I said, when it came to all of that nonsense, you cannot talk to me about training standards when this guy comes on the pitch and actually sabotages the team. You know what I'm saying?
I hear exactly what you're saying.
It doesn't. We talking about practice. Shout out to AI. I say it all the time. We talking about practice.
Talking about practice.
What do y'all? Y'all don't pay me for practice. Y'all pay me for this 90 minutes we finna put on worldwide TV.
Mm-hmm.
But you want to go at me about. We want to talk about practice, and I think it's a mess only made by the manager.
No,
he tried to be this big bad guy, this big bad manager, but all you have is an Eredivisie Cup and
you got the title in the cup, yeah.
Yeah, you got some Eredivisie silverware. That's cute. But you got people like Casemiro, Varane, Sancho's won cups at Dortmund, had great performances in the Champions League. No. How then? I'm going to address this. Because I think a lot of things get misconstrued when I defend my stance on Sancho. Has Sancho played well? Absolutely not. Is he being held accountable for that? I would say so. Is Anthony being held accountable for not playing that well? Can you honestly say when Anthony was playing that he was held accountable for
Definitely
not
not.
playing well? And then
Definitely
I
not.
think it was one more game. Sancho played one more
Yeah, one
game.
more
Than,
game in the Premier League. Yeah.
yeah. So again, Sancho doesn't deserve it, but he doesn't deserve this. I can say that. I'll stand on that no matter what, because the manager has said Maguire's a great player. He said he believes in Maguire. He said a lot of stuff about Scott McTominay. All these scrubs and who get play time, but they continue to drop terrible performances. He said stuff about Bruno. He made Bruno captain. Now, you might be a Bruno supporter. I don't know. If you are, go ahead and leave it in the chat. But I'm saying this is simple and it's valid, right? Yeah, of course, but we don't. We're united. We're not here for the favorites, people. We're here for production.
Yeah, because people are talking about, because I've started some of the stuff, and Warrior J, big up again. I've started all the comments in regards to the leaks. But here's the thing is with favoritism, because Corey said it here, bro. Ten Hag's favoritism is sickening. I have no issue with favoritism as long as as long as they're the players who are performing well and we're winning.
Yeah.
The issue with favoritism comes when you're not winning games. For example, I'll take it back to when Leicester won the league. You're telling me Ranieri didn't have his favorites? Of course he had his favorites.
Like Vardy wasn't his favorite player on the pitch.
Yeah, like Kante and wasn't one of his favorites, and Mahrez, and obviously. But again, the difference is these players were performing well. So again, we're mixing up two arguments, and I see it all the time in regards to Sancho. And Eddie hasn't done it, neither have I. None of us have defended Sancho's performances. I do not defend Sancho's performances. I said all summer long, go and check out the playlist, ManDem United podcast summer transfer window. And I said all summer long on this
both
platform.
said it.
Eddie said it on this platform. I said it on this platform. I said it on other platforms. He's not going to be successful here. Move him on. The only way he'll be successful here is if he plays centrally, which is not going to happen. With the signing of Mount, with the signing of Amrabat, with the signing of a Højlund, he's not going to start. He's not going to get a run of games. But people, like I said, are mixing two arguments. My argument for Sancho is nothing to do with his performance. It's nothing to do with on the pitch. The reason why the players are unhappy, because they see what Eddie sees, they see what I see. The manager was wrong. The manager did not need to say anything. That's what it is.
Especially after you hold an L to Arsenal.
Yes,
what good
the manager did not need to say anything.
About...
I can't make it any clearer. People keep talking. It's nothing to do with performances. I don't care if Sancho was playing 12 out of 10 and was phenomenal all season long, or he was absolutely pissed poor and the worst player at the club. You should never criticize players publicly. I'm against it. I'm totally against it. I've never seen it work, number one. And number two, I think it's just a detriment to everybody in the situation. It didn't help Sancho. It didn't help Ten Hag. It didn't help the team. It didn't help the club. Nobody benefited. Apart from the media and rival fans, they're the only people it benefited. It benefited nobody involved at Manchester United Football Club. And people need to stop mixing up the two things. That's why players are reportedly, I can need to say that, are unhappy because they see what I see. I'd be annoyed. And if me and Ten Hag was cool enough and I'm a player in the squad, I'd tell him, nah, that was wrong. That was wrong. You shouldn't have done that. That's wrong. Like in regards to it. Like that's what it is. But I'm not defending, and Eddie's not defending Sancho's performance. But they're two mixed things. If he would have said that about McTominay, I would have said the same thing. Yeah. If he would have said that about Scott McTominay, a player I want to see leave the football club, I would have said that is wrong. You don't need to call him out publicly. Same way with if he said it about a Maguire, same way if he said it about a Lindelof, same way if he said it about a Delo, if he said it about a Bruno, whoever. The reason why I named those 5 players because they're 5 players I'd happily see leave the football club. Well, and I think they happily see leave the football club, but you still shouldn't do that. But that's just me though. Like
because the crazy part is these people probably practice it in their own lives, right? You got a homie, y'all step out, y'all might get into some argument with somebody else who's not a part of the clique. Y'all not gonna tell that dude in front of that person that he's wrong. Y'all gonna wait till y'all get back to a safe environment and let him know that you're never gonna air out dirty laundry for the whole world to see.
Yeah,
There's no, it's unnecessary. So when we talk about this Sancho situation, his performances are right here. What the manager said, we compartmentalize. What the manager said about him is in a totally different bracket. And again, did it work? No, because what you've caused is a whole bunch of mess waiting for an apology that's never going to come. Because I saw in another leak, shout out to I follow Ivorian on Instagram, and he puts out all the news that comes out on his Instagram. Players are with Sancho. Some of the players are with Sancho.
And rightfully so, because I'm with him on that in particular situation. I fully stand with Sancho on that. I think the manager was wrong. That's me. I've said that from the jump. I've said that from the jump.
But here's the thing, Toes. I don't know who you're talking about was laughing, but we knew Mourinho was acting out of he was showing his whole what at every press conference. Nobody was a fan of Mourinho press conferences because all that made us look like was a bunch of idiots.
Yeah. And forget it. I agree with you, Toles, in regards to all right, he wasn't flaming him. He still criticized him and he shouldn't. So the original point still stands. And over here at Sarcasm City TV, you're new here. Start putting names on those bullets. Because when you say man were laughing at him, it wasn't me or Eddie. I was against it then. I can't reiterate this enough. No manager should call out a player publicly. I'm against it. How
you gonna clown your players at a press conference and expect for them to turn up?
Mm-hmm.
Even if you get something.
Yeah, and even if it's a player I don't rate, like a Luke Shaw.
And
I'm against it. But that's just me.
We got to stop comparing the level of cachet that Erik ten Hag has to a manager like Mourinho. Mm-hmm. Mourinho has what we all affectionately call credit in the bank. In the Prem, I'll do it for him. 3. So, what we're gonna talk about? We're gonna talk about Ten Hag and what away records. He's trying to figure out establish his respect in this league. A lot of managers probably don't have a whole bunch of respect for him in this league because when he comes to their pitch, it's a turn-up session. I look good when Erik ten Hag comes to my pitch if I'm any other Premier League manager. So he got to earn that. And
facts. No, it is. And Taranji, who says if it's true he's lazy and continuously late for training, he should be called out as a last. No, he shouldn't, because that doesn't benefit. You try and let's say it is hypothetically true that he is lazy and continuously late, even though up until this point we've never heard this. In regards to Sancho's career at Manchester United, we've never been told about him being continuously late or lazy. If that's the case and it's that much of an issue, one, you try and privately deal with it, and if it's that bad, you move him on. Why is he in around? Why is he in and around the team?
Just move him on.
Yeah, you just move him on. Why is he in and around the team? Put him in. Like you said, you can put man in the reserves. You can move man on. We've seen Ten Hag, and I commend him for this, pushing out players. I've watched him do it. I've watched him push players out of the starting lineup, and I've watched him push players out of the squad. So the whole thing of he should be called out publicly. No, he shouldn't be called out publicly. No, because it never ever works. I've never seen it work at Manchester United. I've never seen it work anywhere else at the highest level. Never. You don't benefit anybody.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't get it. Like, one sec as well. To Tolls, who says, I hear that, but different players react differently, which is true. Sancho has a track record of these issues at other clubs. I actually think he's a talented player, but he's got to learn to respect authority. Who said he don't respect authority? Now we're doing too much. There's no evidence to suggest he doesn't respect authority. No evidence.
And in regards to I said last week, I'm sorry, go ahead, my bad.
Now I was going to say, and in regards to this track record, sources Tolls, because that's what we do over here. We don't just say things we know. And I've had this conversation, not with you, Tolls, because you're new, but I had this conversation last week, I think it was, or 2 weeks ago, with somebody else. And they still didn't come back with no sources. Show the sources of him having a track record of this. Who said these things? Like, who's the reliable source? Don't bring me some Twitter in the know. No, the Mirror or the Sun. Show us with this in regards to track record with these things. Track record of what exactly? Well, track record of what? Like, let's not do too much. And in regards to respect, how has he disrespected authority? Please explain that one as well. Yeah, go on, Eddie.
No, and that's the thing. It's like I'm trying to break this down to people. He had contracts. He had a contract offer from City, and he had a contract, and he had the manager publicly come out and say that he didn't want to sell him. So if you're going to use the sources for your material to get your point across, I'm going to use the manager's words to get my point across. Pep said there was a contract on the table. Now, it doesn't fit people's agendas to mention that. It fits people's agendas. And I'm not saying it's just you in the chat. I'm saying because I've heard other big platforms say the same stuff and failed to mention that he had contract offers on the table at both clubs. So we can talk about that, but actions speak louder than words. If he's such a nuisance, you're not offering him a contract. Facts. If he's such a nuisance, you're not demanding $70 million to get Jadon Sancho. You'll take whatever you can get and get him out of there.
Facts. I'm saying facts.
That's
what we're talking
about.
Mm-hmm. He's that bad and he's that much of an issue in training and his personality and all these things. Why are clubs buying him?
Why would it take? It took us 2 years to get him.
It did. It did.
You can't do that. We can't do that. What we can say is it did not work. What the manager thought he was doing didn't. So it's a mistake by the manager.
Yeah, and I don't think he was trying anything. I think he just made a mistake. I've said this before. I think he genuinely just made a mistake. I don't think he was trying to motivate Sancho. He was asked about it and responded. And Ten Hag could be right. I'm not even saying Ten Hag's wrong. What I'm going to say is what I said from the jump, from the very, very beginning when this initially happened. We don't know because we are not in training. We don't know because we're not in training in regards to Ten Hag could be spot on. Jadon Sancho could be spot on. Both things can be, one of those things can be true. However, we don't know. So that's why I've not said Ten Hag's wrong for believing he's not putting in training. Jadon Sancho's not wrong for believing the manager is incorrect in his opinion on it. However, where the manager went wrong was saying this publicly. This should not be me and Eddie should not be discussing this right now. Shouldn't be discussing this. Yeah, Warrior J, man, catch you for the 8K pie. You already know. Big up, man.
Yes, sir. All right, Warrior J, appreciate you.
Big up, Warrior J, much appreciated. And before we continue, there's over 50 of you lot in here, over 55 of you lot. Only at 38 likes. Let's get us up to 50 likes, people. And hit the subscribe button as well, man. We're at 8,174. One more subscriber, man. That's all I'm asking for. Get us to 8,175. I know there's at least one person right now who has not hit that subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell as well. And to Nathan, I hate this. He says, I believe Sancho is the back in the dressing room. If he didn't, he would have apologized already. Maybe. I can only put myself in his shoes, and everything he's done in this scenario, I would have done the exact same thing. So I can't critique or criticize him and be a hypocrite, because I would have done the same thing. He hasn't respected authority in this case because it's a statement he put out. As a player, you're under the manager. He can be upset with what Ten Hag said, but you show respect by addressing it in private. Well, respect me first then. That's how I don't know how people think things work. If you disrespect me publicly, I am well within my right to disrespect you publicly. I don't know, tolls like how old you are, where you're from, you know what I'm saying, etc., where you work, whatever the case may be. But I'm just saying that's how a hell of a lot of people operate, and that's clearly how Jadon Sancho operates. If you disrespect me publicly, I will disrespect you back. You don't get to disrespect me publicly and we deal with it privately. No. Sancho clearly doesn't operate like that. I don't operate like that. So this whole thing about respect is a two-way street. Fuck your title. I don't care about team leader or manager or CEO or owner or director or whoever the case may be, scout. Respect is a two-way street. If you disrespect me, I will disrespect you. Simple as that. The manager opened the door to this, and Ten Hag's my guy. Don't get it mistaken. Well, yeah, go on, Eddie.
No, because I'm reading the comments and I'm thankful for all the engagement, so we can kind of what happens is it lets us clear things up and eliminate a lot of confusion from our part. And so I'm looking at this David Sarr comment. Ten Hag said
That's right.
Ronaldo was not pressing; he got to go. Now Rashford walking 90 minutes every game. It's the people. It's not just, but that's just not limited to this situation. It's limited to everything. We're seeing a certain level of hypocrisy that's so blatant that you're having players push back, even if they're not good enough, as people have stated, even if they're not the types that you want to see, right? At the end of the day, we're still seeing a bit too much of it, and it's bleeding out, and you're getting it from party. You're getting the first-hand source, so there's some truth to it. Even imagine, when was the last time a recruitment team came out and said, we don't know what the manager's doing signing this player? The recruitment team got beef now. It's tough, man.
It's tough. And to Tolls, who says, but that's what I'm saying, Flawless. In my opinion, it wasn't disrespectful what the manager says. As a manager, it's well within your rights to assess your player's performance. Ten Hag just answered the question. Here's what it is. It wasn't disrespectful to you. That's cool. Yeah. He thought it was disrespectful. So therefore, I'm not going to critique anybody in how to respond to criticism. The manager criticized him from a professional standpoint. As a manager, it's well within your rights to assess your player's performance. Yes, on the football pitch. Yes. That wasn't on the football pitch. It wasn't. And in regards to Ten Hag just answering the question, we know he's smart enough to answer certain questions. I mean, how to answer certain questions. We've seen you lie before. Lie again. You don't have to say that. Oh, I left him out for tactical reasons. That's all he had to say. I left him out for tactical reasons. And then if they would have said, what do you mean by that? He wasn't in my plans for today. What do you mean by that? What's it called? I answered the question already. Move on. Next question. They ask him again. I've answered your question. Move on. And eventually they go move on. Because we watched him do it the week after when asked about Sancho. So that's what it is. The manager didn't need to say anything. I think the criticism was just, I won't go as far to say disrespectful. I think it was just unnecessary. And they clearly don't get on. There's clearly more to it by Sancho's statement. Just don't say anything is the point that I'm making. If you don't say anything, none of this is a conversation all these weeks later. That's on you. You made an error. It's okay. Because normally Ten Hag handles interviews fairly well from what I've heard. When he says stuff, I'm like, yeah, I get why he said that. Even when he said, oh, Maguire's a great centre-back and a great captain and we're lucky to have him, etc. I understand why he said that. Other fans were mad. It's like, how could he say this about Maguire? No, I understand why he's saying that. He don't believe that. That's why he's now fifth choice. He's legit fifth choice. Four of our centre backs have to be injured for Maguire to start. Look at the Arsenal game. Luke Shaw, Martinez, Varane, and Lindelof were all missing for Maguire to get see grass. But,
and it's simple. You can say he's not in the squad. It's another thing to say he's not in the squad because he doesn't train well. Mm-hmm. That's two different things. You can say he wasn't in my plans for this match, and it's an answer to the question. He's still answering the question.
Yeah.
And then, like Marshall's putting in the chat, then you have all these stories come out talking about how bad of a trainer he is. Then you have people wanting to use a punishment push-up for what? Brother, if y'all would have seen me during some of my practices when the coach said push-up, I'm legit in push-up position, right? I'll be in push-up position. I'll look at if there's the coach looking like I'm a flopping fish or something. I'm not even trying to do the push-ups, but everybody else did it for cool. We could go.
Yeah, facts.
Come on, 100%. If y'all ain't practice like that, you don't know what that meant,
facts.
Man. That's all that was.
Yeah. So to V1 who said tactical reasons, so Gore and Medri offer more tactical against Arsenal. Yes, lie. Yeah. Lie. It's really not that difficult, V1. Yes, lie. You know what I'm saying? Yes. And then you just say, I've answered your question. What more do you want? Because when asked about Sancho a few days later, what did he say?
They're not the police.
Yeah.
You're not on the
answer the questions. Yeah, you don't understand. Lie. Like he's not lied before. You know what I'm saying? We've watched him lie.
Again, people, if I'm tripping, did he not call Maguire a great player?
Yeah, he said he was a good player.
So V1, is that good for you? He called Maguire a great player. If that's what your standards are, okay.
And we know he's lying. We know he don't think that because of how he treated. I don't look at actions speak louder than words. You've all heard that, man. That tells you all you need to know. Let people do what they want to do, so you know what they'd rather do. That's why Maguire got here and was captain and was playing week in, week out. First choice centre back, one of the first names on the team sheet. Now he plays more for England than he does for Manchester United Football Club. When is the last time he started 3 games in a row for Manchester United Football Club? Does anyone know that? Has he actually started? I don't even think he started 3 games in a row for Manchester United under Ten Hag. I think it's 2 max. I think so. And I don't think it's 2 Premier League games. It's probably like a Premier League game because like Varane was injured or missing, and then FA Cup after or Carabao Cup after. So that tells you where he's at. Yeah, Flawless is a grown man to me, to a grown man. That's disrespectful. You talk to me behind closed doors. You attack me in public. I'm going to reply in public. He's not your son. He's an employee. That's how I'm on it, Keishan. Yeah, 100%. That's exactly my fault. That's why I said I would have reacted exactly like him. And I would have stood 10 toes down and said, I'm not apologizing. Banish me, cool. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm cool with that. Very cool with that. No issues whatsoever. Yeah, kind of. When he said Ronaldo was in my plans, Ronaldo was never in his plans. Ronaldo was never in his Ronaldo, he was never in his. But you lie, you don't. Nah, Ronaldo's never in my plans. He's terrible. The only place he'll get game time is Saudi Arabia. If he was being honest, that's what he would have said. If he was being completely honest, that's what he would have said. But he knows what that would cause.
The cold part is, for Saudi Arabia, Ronaldo is cooking, right?
Yeah.
So it makes people honestly think that if he was with us, he'd be cooking still. It might be wrong. Like if he went to Saudi and was dead, it'd be like, yeah, I knew what I was doing. The fact that he's out here scoring braces and pretty much getting half of the Prem to sign up to play in Saudi with them checks.
Yeah, like that's it. Even De Gea.
It's tough right now.
What did he say about De Gea after the FA Cup final? Oh, he's a great number one. We're lucky to have him, etc., etc. Then he offered him a contract and took that back. That shows you where he's at. And De Gea's still surprised. Crazy. Even I'm surprised. De Gea can't get a club. I'm very shocked about that. I thought someone in Spain would take him. I thought he'd be in Spain somewhere.
I swear he should have taken that Saudi deal.
Did they offer? Did he get offer from a club in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, they offered him. Yeah, they offered him.
Like Ronaldo, he's waiting for them top European clubs to come in it. Warrior J says a number of Manchester United players are starting to grow wary of Ten Hag's criticism. Dressing room sources have said that some players believe Ten Hag has favourites in the squad who he is unprepared to single out for criticism, while they feel others are routinely rounded on by him. This is hilarious. Again, we're just discussing this because this is our reports. It's not like a solid source like that. I can't really comment on Samuel Luckhurst. But let's say hypothetically, this is true. It wouldn't be a surprise, to be honest, if players do feel that way. Wouldn't be a surprise. But then players got to step up when they get their chance. Yeah, they've definitely seen enough. 100%. 100%.
When you have multiple players walking on the pitch, there's a problem. It's not just one. If it was just Rashford, I'd be like, oh, okay. McTominay came through, he was walking. Shaw, we know he gets tired easy. He's been walking since he got here, so I'm not going to get too much on him. But it's not going how he thought it would.
And again, people missing the point. So to Derek, who says Sancho hasn't achieved anything in his career. If he can't respect the manager can call him out publicly. All this noise is so Sancho is English. No, all this noise is not Sancho is English. And it's good to see new usernames, new pictures in the Avi, because like I'm going to keep repeating, and I know people who watch me over a length of time are going to be tired of me saying this. Me and Eddie both said all summer long, sell Sancho. So there's no bias towards Sancho. We fully understand that Sancho is not good enough. It's nothing to do with no English. This is a Dowsing reach. And if you believe the manager can call him out publicly, cool. You may be cool with your manager calling you out publicly in whatever line of work you do. Not everybody operates like that. You don't need to call man out publicly. You don't need to be adding more fuel to the fire for me to get criticized. and for people to start talking about my performances and talking about my quote unquote attitude. And again, training something we don't see, so we'll never know the answer. It's one man's word versus the other. That's why I'm not taking no sides in regards to who's right and who's wrong. I'm just saying he didn't need to say it publicly. We're not at training. So let me just I'm going to have to clarify that consistently. So I know I'm going to repeat myself a lot. So I apologize to the regulars. And it's nothing to do with achieving in his career. If he did this to Daniel Gore, who I've never seen play, I even know what he looks like, I'd be saying the same thing. Let me repeat this again. I don't think any manager should call out a player. They should criticize at all, whether it's one line, whether it's a Harry Potter novel. Don't say anything in regards to criticism. It benefits nobody involved. Nobody wins. Can't repeat that enough. Like, legit, that's what it is. So please, let's not do that and say, oh, it's because he's English when we said sell him all summer. Just to clarify. Let's see what else you lot are saying. Well, no, Ibrahim Bruno's just not very good. Like, that's just what it is.
Yeah, you don't even got to go through this. I can tell you no.
Yeah, he's just not very good.
No. He's not very good.
Yeah.
And it was always crazy to me to think that the year after Sporting, because I used to, it was funny, like when I first was getting back into football, when I was younger, the homie played on a team called Sporting Santa Clara out here. So I became like a Sporting Portugal fan, right?
Got you. Yeah.
And so I used to watch Sporting Portugal, and then so I just kept him, but I never when Bruno was playing because then I was back to my United days. And to understand that team won the league the year after they sold him, I don't know what to tell you, people. When was the last time a team sold their star player and won the league the immediate season afterwards?
Yeah.
Then he came here. Some of the worst results we've ever had in the entire history of Manchester United have been taking place.
And to Ranjit, sorry, carry on, fam.
No, you got it.
I just wanted to get to this. Ronaldo or Højlund right now? Højlund.
Højlund's not it's funny. Højlund's not a problem for me. That's I mean, Højlund. For what I've said so far about Ten Hag's talent ID, he looks like he might have got this one right.
Yeah, Højlund all day. Like you know what's crazy? I would have said Højlund before I even watched him play. That's how done I was with Ronaldo. There's a reason he's in Saudi Arabia. And it's okay, man. You know what I'm saying? It's okay.
Like I told you, bro, I can't help but be happy for him, dog, that he's really out there doing his thing.
Do his thing, man. I'm saying, like, you found you're at your level as you should. You're one of the greatest players of all time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You are one of the greatest Champions League players of all time. You have an argument to be the greatest Champions League player of all time. If he's not one, he's definitely top two. And he's probably not two in regards to in that competition. You've had your time, you did your thing. You have nothing else to prove. Go, man. Like, Father Time is undefeated. That's why when he was here, I said it all along. When he was, people were like, top European clubs are going to be. Where were the offers? No, he was available on a free. Where was the only offers was Saudi? Yeah. There's a reason for that, and that's not a shot. That's just where you're at. It's time, man. Yeah, like it's time. And to Tuchel said, "Nah, Ronaldo is still him. That situation is aging like milk." Ten Hag went outside. No, Ten Hag was correct.
Two things can be true. Be true. He's him in Saudi Arabia. Let that man cook.
No,
this Prem business, we're okay. We'll struggle because if we imagine we had what was going on right now with him. And it's like, to his credit though, right? To Ronaldo's credit, we didn't want to hear what he had to say about the manager at the time because of where we were as a club, right? But unfortunately, I do say this unfortunately, some of what even Ronaldo had said about this manager is starting to become a bit like, it's not as valid because it came from him, but it's like the issues that he had are like, you're seeing it with other players, right? Like, You say again, because I'm gonna hold the manager's words. They want to hold the manager's Sancho words to as law. I'm gonna hold his Maguire words as law. Let's just have it like that.
You're an idiot,
right? You said he was great. Play him. If he's so great, play him.
You're an idiot, You're an idiot.
Right? But what's happening? But didn't even make the squad to Bayern, dog. Like, that's the thing.
Nah, he's injured. Don't do that, man. He's injured.
He's injured. Oh, okay,
he's
cool,
injured.
Cool. I'm injured. Yeah, I'm injured too, dog. I'm injured. My head's missing. My fault. I don't even know how this is. I was speaking right now.
He's injured, man. Don't do that.
Right?
He's
the
injured.
Thing, yeah, but again, it's like Flawless has said about the Ronaldo thing. Might have been about the Glazers, right? We got to be consistent about the Glazers. Right message, wrong messenger. Ronaldo people, I don't want you to take this as I'm absolving Ronaldo of all that he said because of what he's done. Now, I'm just saying, again, I believe two things can be true. He could be right on some things, but he was not supposed to be here.
Yeah, and I said that. He should not have been here, and I said that. He should not have been here. There's no way he should have been here. That's on us. Not a chance he should have been here. Not a prayer that he should have been here. Because where did he end up after us? Same way De Gea is the first choice goalkeeper. Whether you rate Onana or not, moving on De Gea was the correct move. Now, if Onana's not good enough, then we'll go on to the next goalkeeper. And if that goalkeeper's not good enough, we'll go on to the next one until we eventually find it. We've done it before. We did it again. We had Schmeichel.
Right.
It took us a number of years to get to Van der Sar. We had Van der Sar. It took us then a number of years. I know it was less to get to De Gea. Now after De Gea, it could be Onana. It could be the one after. It could be the one after. It could be 5-10 years from now. We just have to wait and see. We don't keep somebody just because we don't know. Like, oh, we don't know what the next guy is going to be. That's just pure foolishness. That's like staying in a relationship that's not working. That's like staying in a relationship that's not working because your next partner might not work with your next partner, your future partner. Nonsense. What kind of foolishness is that? For real, absolute, it's just foolishness. So yeah, moving on, Ronaldo was the correct thing. And the thing is with Ronaldo and the Glazers, he was here a year and a bit till he said that. Right. You know what I'm saying? He was a year and a year and a bit. It's only until he wasn't playing all of these things are an issue. Now the Glazers are an issue. Now the facilities are an issue. Now the way Manchester United is an issue. But when you was here playing week in, week out, and we had our worst ever season, you were silent. Radio silence. We had our worst ever manager, worst ever season, and you were silent. Had all summer long. All summer long. Said nothing. And then when we actually started playing well and getting results and people wasn't, the team was improving and individuals improving, then you all come out and say something. Because you're not playing. That's why I don't hear it from him. Because it came from it was a selfish place.
Mm-hmm.
Selfish place. Like, what are we doing, man? What are we doing? Like, come on, man. People, just open your eyes and see what's going on in front of you. It's really easy to see. It's not complicated whatsoever. That being said, before we get to this, still over 70 of you lot in the building. Big up. Like check 1212. Like check 1212. Hit that like button, people. We're at 48 likes. Girls up to 60 likes. Subscribe to the channel as well. Yeah, we are at 8,175. Looking for 5 more subscribers before we close out and go straight to the 8K subscriber party, people. So make sure you grab your drink, man. Grab your drink. It don't have to be liquor. Just make sure you're drinking something. It can be water, apple juice, orange juice, tea, coffee, hot chocolate, wherever the case may be. But yeah, we're looking for 5 more subscribers. There's over 70 of you lot in the building. Only asking for 5 more subscribers. Get us to 8,180, please, people. Get us to 8,180. Nathan, and this is something that came out. How true this is, I don't know. Obviously, Mason Mount could be back fit. Nathan says, if I see Mason Mount on the right wing, I'm going to start drinking. So reports, again, not solid, ready. I've stated he could be not the replacement, but he could be deputizing for Anthony on that right wing. So thoughts on that? Yo, because he froze. Oh, there we go.
It is what it is, bro. I mean, drink up. Drink up, man. Listen, if he gets, this is what I'm saying, brother. Especially after the game Palestri had, where he was solid. He didn't deserve to be taken off, but it's an easy target. You put Mason Mount out there off of injury. People, what are we gonna say then? What are we gonna say then? Mason Mount, even while playing, didn't deserve as much playtime as he was getting.
Mm-hmm.
So then you're gonna take Palestri out and put in a working his way back into form. That would be jokes. That would be jokes. And any smoke the manager gets, he deserves. You got to be smarter than that. He has to be smarter than that. You put it. I can imagine if it's a sub. I'll take a sub. That's fine. You know. But to put him in the starting 11, if I'm Palestri, I'm just looking at you like, yeah, you lost me too, coach. Like, we're not doing this. I'm not doing this. This idea of me playing hard. Because what does it get me to play hard for you? What is it? What do I get from that? You just putting me back on the bench.
Yeah.
Like, it's he can't do that. He can't do that to and the thing is, he's young too. And their confidence is fragile. So if you're saying I have more trust in returning to the squad Mount than I do Palestri.
I ain't gonna lie. If I see Mason Mount on the right wing, I might turn Ten Hag out. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? That's a step too far, man. That's a step. I put up with a lot from this manager this season. Big up never a foul for the raid as well. I put up with a hell of a lot from this manager, man. A hell of a lot. Mason Mount on the right wing shows, all jokes aside, I'm being facetious there, people. But all jokes aside, if he does indeed play Mason Mount on the right wing, that goes to show, one, he don't rate him highly like that. And two, there was never no real plan when we signed him. How are you going to sign a central midfielder? And then, yes, because the right winger you normally have is unavailable, all of a sudden, you're going to be like, bum, let me use Mason Mount out there. And he's not a good right winger. Let's call a spade a spade. He is not a good he's not a good central midfielder. The position he's supposed to be. So we are taking someone who is bang average in their actual position and moving them to the right. What attributes does Mason Mount have on the right wing that make you go, yeah, you know what? Play him there. What does he do? What does he offer more than whether you rate Palestri or not? There's no way I'm hearing that Palestri is not a better right winger than Mason Mount. You know why? Because he's an actual winger. Even if you think he's poor, he's an actual winger. Go get whoever the worst right winger is in the league. They're a better right winger than Mason Mount because they are an actual winger. You actually of the profile. Like, what are we doing here? His occupation is not right winger. He's a central midfielder. You want to call him a 10, call him an 8, cool. And if I see the manager play him on the right wing, alarm bells. Super alarm bells. I'm looking at I'm looking at Ten Hag sideways if he does that. And they saying that's the plan. And you know what the crazy part is? I can see him doing it. And to Red, White, and Red, who said calling Mount bang average is a serious compliment. Yeah, because he's bang average. Yeah, he's bang average at his best. At his best, he's bang average to decent. So that's why. Yeah, Ibrahim, like, it is a direct insult to Palestri because I'm not even losing my spot to another right winger. At least with Anthony, even though he's not playing well, you can say he's an actual winger. So you go, all right, cool, but that's crazy. If that happened to me at my Saturday League team, I'd be annoyed. I play central midfielder. I'm a central midfielder. If I see other central midfielders on the pitch playing ahead of me, cool. Even if I think it's a central midfielder or both that I'm actually better than, at least I can be like, they're midfielders. But if you start putting a striker in there and a centre back in there or a right back in there, I'm like, all right, manager, you taking liberties now. And people who are not even good in their original, like, he's not even a good striker or a good right back. What are we doing here? Mount has no attributes to play right wing where you go, we can be successful. Someone tell me, what does he offer that Palestri don't? What does he offer that Anthony don't? And we've watched Anthony struggle there. What are we doing? I can see it happening. And
the good thing is it's gonna be it's a 12 o'clock kickoff for me. So at least I have some time to do some other productive things in my day before it reaches 12 p.m. So I won't be as agitated. But if that happens, I don't even. I won't know what to say because I would have seen it all by now. I would have seen it all from this manager. And again, anything he gets, he deserves.
I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it. And to NJ, who says Palestri's bang average, but yeah, he's a bang average right winger over someone who's bang average as a central midfielder, and he's worse
play right wing.
He's worse at right wing. You already don't perform where you're supposed to perform, and we're moving you to a place that highlights more of your weaknesses, because you already don't get goals and assists from central midfield. Now, if you're playing right wing, the onus, it goes up. The expectation of you when you're playing as a winger is goals and assists now. You already don't get goals and assists where you're supposed to be. And now we're moving you where you are going to show more of your weaknesses and less of your deficiencies are covered up. Because at least in central midfield, you can just run around. You can say, yeah, he was energetic.
Yeah,
I hope it's not true. I hope it's not true.
I saw that too. I saw it on another stream that I think it was a rant stream that they had put in the comments. So it's been said. It's been said. And yeah, again, people, this guy it's like ego is a crazy thing. Ego is a crazy thing. He'll get you fucked up out here. Sorry for cussing like that, but he'll get you fucked up out here if you're not careful. So if he Gunnar, I don't know who that is.
I know who Gunnar is, but keep it stepping. Yeah. Shout out to the whole Never Fall gang. Big up everyone who's joined over from the raid. Make sure you bump up the likes. As soon as everyone who's joined from the raid, because we are closing out the show in about 10 minutes or so. Hit the like button, because there's now over 180 of you lot in here. I'm only at 63 likes. Let's get us up to 90 likes, people. Let's get us up to 90 likes and hit the subscribe button, because I know some of you lot have not subscribed. 8,178, 2 more subscribers. Get us to 8,180. And to Stuart B, yeah, man. If I see Mount, that's a head's gone. If I see Mount at right wing, head's gone. Away at Burnley, head's gone.
Solomon, this is the thing. I understand what you're saying, but he's not doing that coming off of injury. He was playing a run of games. He had a bit of form for his level, and they put him at the right wing to make it work. We're talking about this brother's first game back from injury. He's going to be starting at right wing over a right winger that we already have, who's young, who we're trying to see what he can provide us.
Yeah, we need to see.
Like, we need to see what he can do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem. We've seen it in spurts, but we want to see like what his performance looks like after a full 90 minutes, and then get a better idea of what he is.
And that's consecutively as well, people. Like, you can't play him against Bayern. He didn't play too well. I'm not going to play you again. No, play him against Bayern. Then Burnley. Then Palace at home in the Cup. Then Palace at home in the Premier League. Then it's 4 games. Then we can assess him. Do I genuinely believe Palestri's the answer from the start? No. But I think currently he's the best we've got as an option over there, unfortunately, until Diallo gets back. I don't know what's going on with Diallo.
We got one fighting the feds. We got another one fighting using he's with me playing Mortal Kombat. That's what Sancho out here doing. Me and him in the same server room playing Mortal Kombat. So
that's it. Actually, yeah. And the thing is with Palestri, I think he probably will be better off the bench, very similar to Garnacho, but we have no choice. I need to see. I'm not saying he's the answer. I'm just saying I want to see. I know what everyone else is giving me. Even though Mount's not been here, I've watched Mount at Chelsea enough. I know 110% he isn't the answer. No, that crap. That's why I didn't want him in the first place. And the fact that the manager's already looking to move him to play right wing tells you all you need to know. Manager's already looking, you know what? Let me move him around. You know what that is? That's like what Klopp did with Nunes. Because he was signed as a striker. Now you see him sometimes 9. Now you see him sometimes play wide, sometimes off the bench. All right. I don't get mistaken. Nunes is a better player and more effective than Mount, but I'm just using that as an example. Nunes was not signed for that. But Klopp has figured it out and been like, you know what? You're not 8 as my leading 9. But off the bench, you can do something, but that's just because he has better attributes.
No, because you know what it is. It's the same thing that happens with Garnacho.
Talk about it.
You've been playing 70 minutes, 80 minutes. The last thing you want to see is this big ass Uruguayan coming off the bench, really out here trying to score a goal. That's the last thing you want. You're gonna look over there, it's like, oh shit, here we go again.
Yeah, long day.
Because it's like, yo, this dude is like, he's a unit. I don't rate him as a player, but I can tell an athlete.
Yeah, he's effective. Hey, what we've been asking for, athletes.
That's it. That's it.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's nuts.
But I mean, Derek, here's the thing.
Yeah, I'll let you get to
without the disrespect, Sancho wasn't playing. So does it really matter?
Mm-hmm. And here the thing is, which takes us to the disrespect Sancho gave to Ten Hag for the guy to take the risk with Mount Palestri. Again, Sancho responded back publicly. Like I've said before, I'll say again. Anywhere you critique, you can be critiqued. Let me repeat that. Anywhere you critique, you can be critiqued. Fuck your title. Manager, team leader, CEO, DOF, head of the scouts, kitman, tea lady, owner. I'm saying majority owner, stakeholder, minor shareholder, ACGI, man. Anybody can get
it. Anybody can get it. Hello.
ACGI, man. I can't repeat that enough. ACGI. Anywhere you critiqued, you can be critiqued. Your title does not save you. Can't repeat that enough. The manager opened that up and critiqued Sancho. Sancho critiqued back. Fair. Simple as that. Law of the land, Marshall. It's law of the land. Like, legit what it is. And to Balling, okay, cool, but who wants him now? That's something they'll have to deal with. That's a whole different conversation. That's why I've not defended Sancho in terms of performances. I said verbatim, even if Sancho was fit and available against Brighton, I would play Palestri. Even if Sancho was fit and available for the game against Bayern Munich, I would have played Palestri. Even if Sancho was fit and available and in the squad for the Burnley game tomorrow, guess what? Well, today now, technically. Guess what? I'd still play Palestri. The 2 Palace games, Palestri. Because I don't think Sancho's it. I legit just don't think he's it here. But people keep moving off the goalpost of that situation. No one here, me nor Eddie, are talking about his performances on the pitch. No one's talking about the repercussions of his actions. I'm talking solely about that altercation between the two.
Here's how you people know why I stand for all this. Do you remember the player ratings?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you remember by any chance what score I gave him for the season? Wasn't it like a 3 or a 4? It was low.
He got like a 3. We gave him a 3. Yeah, for those that don't know.
So we have not been rating Sancho's performances, and that's strictly for me. It's strictly off of production, right? I still think Sancho is talented as a football player. So does Flawless, but unfortunately, you go certain places and it just doesn't work out. Like, for example, I don't know how many people are basketball fans. I'll put it to you like this. Huge Los Angeles Laker fan. Huge. The biggest you might see.
Lakers through and through.
There's no need. I was going to pause it, but there's no need. Let me show.
This guy.
I'm a Westbrook fan. Westbrook on the Lakers was not a fit, but he's a great player. You saw that when he went to the Dippers, and now I'm actually generally scared of that team because they have a true guy who fits what they've needed this entire time.
He does actually fit. He improved.
It's not that he's a bad player. It's that he improved them, right?
He did improve them. It's a shame that PG and
he just did not fit on the Lakers.
Well, that's true. Because he did. When I watched him,
it's not a shame for me. I was trying to see that shit.
Yeah. I know you were. I was because that series, it was him, Kawhi, and PG, and I was like, Kawhi and PG got hurt, but that series against the Suns, I was like, the Clippers got shot.
Looked like it worked, right?
Clippers got shot. Clippers had a shot in that series.
Dippers, but I'll let you dippers. Dippers. You keep on saying the C word. I'll let it slide. But people, that's what we're getting at. Sancho does not work here because of how we've set this team up. So,
and legit,
again, I don't know what people have to see. what they have to hear from you and I to understand that we have not rated his performances.
Because they're new here.
But there's
which
still
is why
a way and there's still a protocol.
Yeah, that's why I give people a blind, because they're new here. And I'm glad you brought up that point. Go check when we did the player ratings on the channel, people. We gave Sancho a 3. That shows where we're at. If we were biased and we was all for Sancho playing, we would have said, yeah, 7.
I would have given him a 10.
He got 3. On a scale of 0 to 10, we did it by people. He got a 3. He got a 3. And I think we debated that in between 2.5, 3 to 3.5. But you can go check it.
Yeah.
Go and check it, people. It's out there. Like, it's on the channel. There's a playlist, summer transfer win. No, it's the last ManDem United podcast of last season. So it's in the playlist. I even do the times and dates for you lot. Big up V1 for the super chat. Says, don't you think Gore or Hannibal play on the right wing for tactics? I have no idea where Gore plays, and Hannibal's a central midfielder, I believe. So I don't. But in regards to who Ten Hag's going to play, it's going to be Palestri or Mount. It'll be one of those two. Hopefully it's Palestri.
Yeah, this goes to your point, though. This last comment goes to your point about new people being here. Hey, brother, listen.
Yeah.
I could go off on the fans an entire episode, but I'm measured. I don't want to do it. I can do it literally every episode. I can go off on the fans. I can go off on the club, the structure, everything. But we're going to be specific and we're going to be tailored to what the conversation is today.
Yes. And this is new, so big up to you, Moro Akadi says, brother, you always find fault with the players, blame the club and the fans a little, maybe the problem. Here's the thing is, you're new here, so because I could know by the name that you're new here, number one. In regards to, we've called out the club. The reason why I don't put nothing on the fans, because fans don't have as much impact as people think. Fans have no bearing. Let me take you lot in a time capsule, because I'm slightly older than the vast majority of the chat. Sir Alex Ferguson, our greatest ever manager. This is why you don't pay no attention to fans, including myself, because we don't know shit. If we knew as much as we thought we did, guess what? We'd be working in the sport, making thousands and making millions. So let me just clarify. When we went through the period mid-2000s, when we didn't win the league for 3 years. So I think Arsenal won it 1 year and then Chelsea won it back-to-back. Someone in the chat correct me if I'm wrong. You know what the Stretford End was singing? Fergie out. At Old Trafford. They were singing that because I know people that was there. What are we talking about? And say we had sacked him. Guess what he did after that? Three-peated and won a Champions League. This is why I don't blame the fans, because we have very little bearing on the club. What can we do as fans? What can we do? Someone tell me what blaming the fans does. What are we talking about? In regards to the club, I know all the issues with the club. Spoke on them verbatim, consistently. In regards to the ownership and the Glazers, etc. What we talking about? Again, please, when you're new to the channel, and I love new people in the chat, please just do your due diligence and ask questions before you assume things. Because there's many things with me. Like, I've not done the Glazers out live streams on here. Like, my Don didn't set up the first protest, and I didn't help him promote that. Like, I wasn't at the first protest. When we got that game locked down for Manchester United Liverpool, I was there.
Allegedly, I heard people catch your cases.
Not on the pitch, though. I did have to say that. I wasn't on the pitch. I had to put out that, and I let it be known I wasn't on the pitch. But in regards to the club and the ownership, we all know the issues with that. But that's not a problem right now. Yeah. What Ten Hag said to Sancho is nothing to do with the club. Just nothing to do with the club. I hold people accountable. So again, like I said, I say all the time, F the fans, including myself. Forget us. The club should concentrate on doing what's best for the football club. Big up Time to Shine as well. I see you.
My dog, what up, though?
Big up Time to Shine every single time. And to Mario, who says Galatasaray and United are similar at one point. Legendary two coaches, Faith Tarim and Alex Ferguson. Teams like us always need strong management and fans. Like I say, I think most fans are idiots. Most fans don't know.
But here's his point, right? Because it's about the structure. It bleeds down. Right? If we have top tier management, i.e., ownership, footballing, the director of football we can believe in, scouting and network institution, things of that sort. The players produce, the fans back what they're seeing, and everything works in unison. Of course, you need all three because again, look at. I mean, we can say we'll speak a little bit, but it's stretch. I'm not gonna say that. But okay, you have City, right? City has great ownership now, which led to great players, which led to the 15 fans they have showing up every time. It's not a lot, but they make 15 look good with the holograms that they put in the stadium. So
Facts.
that's how it goes. It's a top down approach, people. It's not the fans going and pushing the players to be great and the players pushing the management to be great. It goes the other way.
Because that killed is dead in two things in regards to why it's not. Because we've been successful under this ownership.
That's true.
We've won every trophy known to man. We've won every trophy we can under this ownership.
That's
yes,
true.
David Gill was there, so the structure was better. Yes, Sir Alex Ferguson's the goal. That's no excuse for what's going on the pitch. I hold individuals accountable. This is why when we lose, I'm not blaming the Glazers. The reason why we lost the way we did to Bayern Munich is nothing to do with the Glazers. Onana didn't throw that ball, didn't make that mistake for the first goal. That's nothing to do with the Glazers.
He had the earpiece. You forgot, Foss. He had the earpiece in his ear that Abram Glazer had straight connectivity.
Yeah,
the Bluetooth.
I hate that. You know what I'm saying? Let's stop that. And I'll clear this up because we'll use Real Madrid because they are, when it comes to fans holding their club to a standard, they are the very best. And they are the highest at it. They are the creme de la creme. So why did they go 12 years without winning the Champions League? If fan holding the club to a standard matters so much, this is Real Madrid, who have booed Cristiano Ronaldo, who booed Gareth Bale after he scored a Champions League final winning goal for them and helped them. I think it was either do a double or three-peat in the Champions League. Why did they go 12 years without winning the Champions League? You know why? Because the club wasn't doing what it's supposed to do. You know when the club and the fans have a strong relationship? You know when that is? When the club's winning. If Manchester United suddenly start winning, of course, you know what I'm saying? The club and the fans will have a stronger relationship. But I'll even flip that on its head because people love to say, "Oh, United only pull out their green and gold scarves when you lot are losing." False, because when we three-peated and won the Champions League, there was green and gold scarves. There's a famous game.
Do your Googles.
David, do your Googles when Manchester United played AC Milan, and David Beckham was playing. That's how long ago it was. David Beckham was playing for AC Milan, and we knocked them out of the competition. And David Beckham grabbed the green and gold scarf. And you know how I know in 08? Because I was there with my green and gold scarf. I went to the Lyon game, like I've said before, and I went to the Roma game as well. I went to both games. Went with my sister. Fire atmosphere was rocking in the Stretford end. But that goes to show that fan involvement and putting it on fans, no bearing. And people do that to me and Eddie because we content create and think that we hold like some power. I've had to say it jokingly in the chat when people have said to me, what's going on with the ownership? I don't know. And people have genuinely asked that. Oh, you got some inside information? No. Happened to me in a party, people. So I joined, I'm not going to say who it was, but someone who watches the channel, they run FIFA 23 Pro Clubs. Hilarious story, Eddie. So I was on and I ended up posting about it or something. And then man messaged me and was like, yo, come join our team. We need a DM. Cool. You know what I'm saying? Join the team. Oh, yo, Flawless, big up. We watch your stuff all the time, etc., etc. Yeah, man, much appreciated. What's going on with the ownership, though? I don't know. Nah, you know. I swear down, real conversation. I swear down, I don't know. Nah. You know what's going on at the club. I swear down, I don't. And then he was like, nah, you know, but you just not going to tell us. And I said, on my life, if I knew what was going on, I'd tell everybody. They couldn't tell me nothing. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. But they genuinely believed I knew what's going on the inside of the football club. Just to clarify, people, I have no inside sources. No inside sources. Zero inside sources. You know what I'm saying? Zero. Yeah, Brooke, but I look good. You know what I'm saying? In that. My age, I'm always fooling people. And people chat to me like I'm young 20s, and then I start talking about stuff in the early 2000s and late 90s, and people are like, huh? It's like, yo, like, me died through and through. You know what I'm saying? Here, the accent people. I'm born and bred, Mank. You know what I'm saying? And Tamashuli says you're using your voice to hold the club accountable. That's all that matters, and that's all I can do. That's all I can do. And tomorrow, I appreciate that. Says my friend, will you come to the match in Istanbul? I arrange tickets for you. I can't get over because I got work to do, so I can't just up and leave. But
that would be dope, man. More, I'd be there if I could, man. You a real one for that. That's a crazy
real
dope
one for
offer.
that. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? But I can't just up and leave. I got responsibilities over here and stuff I need to do. But I do appreciate that. Plus, I even know if I want to see us get beat over there. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, yeah, man. Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't even confident.
Well, let me say this though. For real, that the atmosphere, I get the Turkish games here in the States. The atmosphere that y'all put up for your teams, I gotta commend you guys. You guys really show out for your teams, whether it's football, basketball, you name it. The passion, I would love if I could make it. I'm stateside, so I got to get visas and all kinds of craziness to make it over there. I would take you up on that offer if I could, but I appreciate that, man. That's dope.
Appreciate it. Enlarge up the chat. Everyone who's still tapped in, make sure, you know what I'm saying, you hit the like button on the video. We are going to go directly from here to the 8K subscriber party.
Are we going to do the
8K subscriber party? Yeah, we're going to do the prediction as well. But you bump up the likes. Bump up the likes, hit the subscribe button as well. Yeah, go on, Eddie. I know where
we'll
you're going.
I'm shameless. After all this we done talked about, I'm gonna go 2-0. The 11 would be Palestri, Hoyland, Rashford. Oh, brother. This is where it gets bad, dog.
Amrabat and Varane may be fit and available.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they'll see. I think it'll 2-0 win. 2-0 win. Let me see. The midfield is where it gets bad because I might just say, you know what? Put Hannibal. I'll put Hannibal in there. I'll put just for the legs. Just for the legs. Because
not even Amrabat. No. You even go with
Amrabat. If Amrabat's healthy, he'll hopefully get subbed on and they play him with Casemiro.
Okay, fast.
Shout out to Oregon Goon. That's state side. So I gotta show love to my state guys.
Mm-hmm.
Then who else? Casemiro. Then of course Bruno, unfortunately. What's his face? Backline. We're gonna go Reguilon, Martinez, hopefully Varane and Dalot.
All right, Fez.
Yeah,
Fez.
Yeah, that's
what I'll not even go. All right, that's fair enough. In terms of the team I want to see, Onana in goal. It has to be Dalot, Reguilon, Martinez, playing Varane. I'm tired of these the rest of Lindelof. You got a whole bench. Midfield, I'm going Casemiro, Amrabat, Eriksen. You know what I'm saying? That's my midfield three. That's who I'm going with. And then forwards, I'm going Garnacho, Rashford. You can hold bench as well. I'm going Garnacho, Palestri, Hoyland. We're not gonna see that, but that's what I think. That's what I would go with.
That would be. You know what's crazy? I'm with you on that. I would take every one of them, the front three other that gets started fresh. If the manager did that, he'd earn my respect.
Oh yeah. If you drop Rashford and Bruno, 100%. Like it's an eye opener. Like he already has my respect, but it's like, oh geez, like you really putting your foot down. Like, nah, these performances are not up to scratch. And V1 just quickly to get to the super chat as well. Cause I love how people always try and catch me out. So he said, so you had a scarf at the big up for the super chat, appreciated. Said, so you had a scarf at the time, but when the owners are at the same time, you can't pay them when you want them outright. So let me just get to this. One, I've still got the scarf. Number one, just to clarify. In regards to wanting the owners out, yes, I did not pay for the tickets because I don't put a penny into Manchester United Football Club. Like this shirt here, before somebody pops up and says, oh, well, you have the new shirt. My plug gave me this. So shout out to my plug. I got this for free. And when you see me with this season's home shirt, which will be here shortly, my plug sorted me out with that as well. The last time I bought something Manchester United related was regulars will know this, the gold Manchester United shirt that I had hanging here. And the reason why I bought that, people, ironically, was for radio. Because we needed shirts for radio, and this is before I was content creating. From a third eye view, big up to JV, big up to Stroll every single time. And that's what actually sparked this. When you see what Sarcasm City's TV is now, it was from a third eye view on Pi Radio that sparked all this. So yes, I didn't buy the tickets. I'm saying, because I refused to give Manchester United or the Glazers any of my money. So just to clarify, before I, like I said, plug people, freebie. Same way when you see me with this home shirt this season, freebie. Hopefully when I get the white one as well this season, freebie. So yeah, just about V1 big up for the super chat. That's just to clarify for anyone. In regards to results, despite what I said, 2-1. You know what I'm saying? Despite everything I said, 2-1. That's what I'm saying.
It is what it is. I can't come out here and give Burnley if we give Burnley a dub, then hey, wrap it up, B. Wrap it up. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, it's the closest to this is the closest to a must-win game without it being a must-win game. Because yes, we've lost to Bayern Munich. Yes, we lost to Brighton. Yes, we lost to Arsenal. Yes, we lost to Spurs. But the Allianz, the Emirates, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium are 3 of the toughest places we are going to visit this season. Like alongside, to me, Anfield, Etihad, the Bernabeu, I think that's like the top, 6. And that's like the top 6 toughest places we can possibly go this season.
Yeah.
And 3 of them we've been to and lost. So as much as you don't want to lose, losing away at Bayern, losing away at Spurs, losing away at Arsenal, you go, all right, at least they're good sides to an extent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of do that. But like this Burnley game I think the fan base goes into absolute crisis if we don't win this game.
Oh,
I think Ten Hag out becomes really, really, really loud if we don't indeed win this game.
It's Armageddon.
That's what I think it is. Yes.
It's Armageddon.
It's the purge. It's the purge.
Yeah.
It legit is. That's what I would say. It really, really is. But large up to everyone that's tapped in. Big up to everyone who came over from the raid. Everyone who was here initially already as well. I know I did push back the 8K party, but sometimes we got to get things off our chest. You know what I'm saying? And that you got to get things off our chest. 88 likes. Get us up to 100 likes, people. Get us up to 100 likes. And let me hit the subscriber button as well. Eddie, anything else you want to add in regards to Manchester United?
Nah, that's it, yo. I gotta step out, but I'll be back for the 8K joint. Yeah, send me the link. I'll be there in a couple minutes. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Make sure y'all like. What's the subscribe count looking like?
It is 1 sec. I've just refreshed now. It is 8,180. So we hit.
We hit it. That's what's up.
We hit it. Right. And Marshall, of course, man. Make sure you lot actually, before we even do that, everybody here, go subscribe to Casually FC as well. Fantastic channel. Marshall's over. It's mainly Chelsea, but you'll see me over there. You'll see other content creators who are on here over there as well. Marshall, I will send you the link as well. Definitely. I'll send you over the link, my guy. And don't forget as well, people, this show and all the other shows on the channel are available on audio-only platforms, people. SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to podcasts, just type in Sarcasm City TV. And this show and all the other shows will pop up. So if you want to listen while you're cooking, while you're cleaning, while you're driving, while you're at work, etc., etc., you know what I'm saying? You may be at the gym. You may just not want to have the YouTube app open, sucking your day, or you may just be on your phone browsing. So yeah, man, like I said, SoundCloud, hit us with a follow. Spotify, follow us and 5-star us. iTunes, the same as well. And make sure as well, people, you subscribe to, go follow The Kick, because that's where you'll get Premier League watch-alongs, and you'll get the fan calling shows as well. So I'm always open this platform to people. And if you call in to who said that? I never said that, Marshall. You crazy. But yes, as I was saying, if you call into the fan calling show and we vibing, you may get on the show permanently. That's how some people are on here. I'm saying, I believe Alam. That's what it is. Marshall Wild. Marshall Wild. I'm not Casually FC Marshall. Marshall K. He wilding. You know what I'm saying? Like, you crazy. You nuts. But go follow The Kick, people. You jokers.
You got that on the Bluetooth. Hey, Paul's about his views, my dog.
That's crazy. That is crazy, yo. You know what I'm saying? That is nuts. Hey, yo. Hey. Go follow The Kick, you jokers. You know what I'm saying? But Eddie, anything else you want to say to the people? Yeah, Eddie's finished, Joe. Yeah, I clarified, Marshall, so they knew it wasn't you. You know what I'm saying? clarified so they knew it wasn't you.
Yeah. Just make sure y'all hit the like, bro.
Yes. Eddie's finished. And you lot, make sure you get over to the 8K party. It's gonna redirect you straight away. The live's it's already gone live. Get your beverages. I'm about to get I need to go get my cup to sip my drink. But
I got stomach cramps, dog. I got a stomach cramp.
Hey, see, man, this show's great, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, it's crazy. I don't even know what he means by that, and I don't even want to go further into that comment. I'm not gonna lie. Stephanie G says, "Great show, lads. Glad you enjoyed it." Marshall K also said, "Hey, happy 8K B day. Hey, big up, man." But love to everyone that's locked in. Composure. Love to everyone who's locked in. This has been the ManDem United podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. See you lot in 2 minutes for the 8K subscriber party. Big up.